Forget everything you've read online this week about sinister objects racing toward the sun. Forget the clickbait thumbnails and the breathless headlines warning of doom. And especially forget comets like 3I Atlas. Remember that? Back in 2020, the headline screamed that a massive comet, potentially brighter than Venus, was hurtling into the inner solar system. The media loved it. It was the perfect celestial villain. But then, something predictable happened. Just as it approached its moment of glory, 3I Atlas disintegrated. It fell apart. It fizzled into a pathetic cloud of icy dust, a complete no-show. This is the classic story of cosmic hype. The media loves a good panic, but they are almost always looking in the wrong direction. The truth is, there is an object in our solar system that astronomers are holding their breath. An object that, for years, topped NASA's list of potential Earth impactors. It isn't a fragile snowball of ice. It's a 370-meter giant made of dense rock and metal. And it's not heading for the sun. It's heading for us. Its name is 99942 Apophis, the god of chaos. And in 2029, it will fly so close to Earth that it will pass underneath our most important satellites. It will be visible to billions of people with the naked eye, a terrifying moving star that proves just how fragile our place in the cosmos really is.
Our story begins on June 19, 2004. At the Kitt Peak National Observatory in Arizona, astronomers Roy Tucker, David Tholen, and Fabrizio Bernardi were conducting a routine night sky survey. They were hunting for the overlooked threats, asteroids and comets hiding in the glare of the sun. That night, their telescope captured a faint, fast-moving speck of light. It was logged, designated 2004 MN4, and for a few months, it was just another data point. But this data point refused to behave. As astronomers around the world began tracking the new object, the math started to look wrong. Alarming. With each new observation, the asteroid's calculated orbit didn't just cross Earth's path, it seemed to intersect it at a very specific point in the future. Then, on Christmas Eve 2004, the global astronomy community received a jolt. The new calculations were in. NASA's Century Risk Table, the official list of potentially hazardous asteroids, updated its numbers. The object, now named Apophis after the Egyptian god of chaos and destruction, was given a 2.7% chance of impacting Earth. Now, 2.7% might not sound like much. You might have a 2.7% chance of hitting traffic on your way to work, but in celestial mechanics, this number is catastrophic. It is unbelievably, terrifyingly high. To put this in perspective, this was the first time in recorded history that an object had ever been ranked a level 4 on the Torino Scale. The Torino Scale is what scientists use to communicate impact risk to the public. Level 0 means no risk. Level 1 is normal. Levels 2, 3, and 4 mean meriting attention by astronomers. A level 4 specifically means a close encounter with a 1% or greater chance of collision capable of regional devastation. No object before or since has ever held that title. Apophis was, officially, the most dangerous object known to humanity. The date of this potential impact? April 13th, 2029. The media, naturally, went insane. Doomsday asteroid, killer asteroid, Christmas Eve panic. And for once, the panic was almost justified. So what exactly is this god of chaos?
Apophis is what's known as an S-type, or stony-type asteroid. It's not a loose pile of rubble like some asteroids, nor is it a fragile ball of ice like Comet Atlas. It is a solid, dense chunk of silicate rock and metals like nickel iron. Think of it as a mountain floating in space. Its exact size is difficult to pin down, but the best radar data suggests it's about 370 meters across. That's over 1,200 feet. To help you visualize that, if you placed Apophis on the ground, it would be taller than the Eiffel Tower, taller than the Empire State Building. It's a city block killer through and through. It's currently spinning through space in a chaotic tumble, completing one day every 30 hours. Now, let's talk about the 2.7% chance. What would have happened if Apophis did hit us on that Friday the 13th in 2019? The impact wouldn't be an extinction-level event like the one that killed the dinosaurs. Apophis isn't big enough for that, but it would be the single worst natural disaster in human history. The energy released would be equivalent to 1,200 megatons of TNT exploding at once. For comparison, the most powerful nuclear bomb ever detonated, the Tsar Bomba, was only 50 megatons. This is 24 times more powerful. If it struck a city like New York, the entire metropolitan area, all 5 boroughs, would be instantly vaporized. The blast wave would flatten buildings from Philadelphia to Boston. If it struck the Atlantic Ocean, it would generate a mega tsunami hundreds of feet high, obliterating coastlines on multiple continents. This was the threat that faced astronomers on Christmas 2004. The world was staring down the barrel of a level 4 threat, and the deadline was only 25 years away. So what happened? Why aren't we building bunkers? Well, thankfully, science is a process. That 2.7% chance was based on only a few months of observation. The asteroid's orbit was still fuzzy. Astronomers needed more data, and they got it. In early 2005, astronomers found pre-covery images, old photos of the sky from March 2004 that on inspection also contained the faint speck of Apophis. With this new data, they refined the orbital path. The fuzziness shrank, and the 2019 impact probability dropped to 0. Apophis would miss us in 2019. The world breathed a collective sigh of relief. The media moved on. The god of chaos was defeated. Or was it? The 2019 impact was off the table, but the calculations revealed a second, even more sinister possibility, a ghost in the machine. They revealed the existence of the gravitational keyhole.
This is where the real science begins, and it is so much more fascinating and terrifying than a simple impact. When Apophis flies by Earth in 2029, it will be a historic event. But it's also a dangerous one, because it's going to play a game of orbital billiards with our entire planet. Imagine Earth's gravity as a giant invisible bowling ball, warping the fabric of space-time around it. Apophis is a marble that's about to roll past. Our planet's gravity is going to grab Apophis, pull it, and sling it onto a completely new orbital path. The 2029 flyby will fundamentally change this asteroid's future. Now, imagine a very small, very precise region in space near Earth, only about 600 meters wide. This isn't a physical hole, it's a mathematical window. If Apophis passes through this exact tiny window during its 2029 flyby, the gravitational tug it receives from Earth will bend its new orbit in just the right, or wrong, way. That on its next return, exactly 7 years later, on April 13th, 2036, it would be on a direct, unavoidable collision course with Earth. This tiny window is called a gravitational keyhole. Think about that. A patch of empty space smaller than the asteroid itself that acts as a trigger. If Apophis hits the keyhole in 2029, Earth is doomed in 2036. And for years, this became the new obsession. We knew it would miss in 2029, but we couldn't be sure it would miss the keyhole. The orbital fuzziness was still too large to rule it out. The risk for 2036 shot up. More calculations were made. Another keyhole for the year 2068 was also identified. The god of chaos wasn't a single date, it was a decades-long nightmare of uncertainty. This uncertainty lasted for 16 years, from 2004 all the way to 2021. Scientists needed a better look. They used powerful radar telescopes at Arecibo in Puerto Rico before its tragic collapse, and at Goldstone in California. Every time Apophis made a distant pass, they bombarded it with radar beams, measuring its position, spin, and speed with incredible precision. But even radar has limits. The final piece of the puzzle was something called the Yarkovsky effect.
This is a tiny, tiny force, but over decades, it can change an asteroid's entire destiny. It's simple. The sun heats the asteroid spins. As the hot side spins into darkness, it radiates that heat away as infrared light. This radiation acts like a microscopic thruster, gently pushing the asteroid. This tiny push, just the force of sunlight itself, was enough to make the 2068 keyhole calculations completely uncertain. Humanity was in a stalemate with a rock. We've just covered the nightmare scenario of the gravitational keyhole, but the story of Apophis has a major twist, and you're going to want to see how it ends. If you're enjoying this deep dive into space, science, and the cosmic threats we face, take 1 second to hit that subscribe button. We release content just like this every week, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Okay, back to the stalemate.
The stalemate finally broke in March 2021. Apophis made another distant flyby of Earth. This time, astronomers were ready. Using the powerful Goldstone radar, they achieved a stunning navigational breakthrough. They were able to pin down Apophis's orbit with a precision of just 150 meters. They finally had enough data. They ran the numbers. They accounted for Yarkovsky. They checked the 2036 keyhole. They checked the 2068 keyhole. And in March 2021, NASA made the official announcement. Apophis is 100% ruled out as an Earth impactor for 2029. It is 100% ruled out for 2036. And it is 100% ruled out for 2068. In fact, Apophis poses no threat to Earth for at least the next 100 years. The god of chaos was, finally, truly defeated. The case was closed. So why is this video's title so dramatic? Why are scientists still tracking it? If the threat is gone, why are we even talking about it? Because this is where the story shifts. Apophis is no longer a threat. It is now the greatest scientific opportunity of our lifetime. On Friday, April 13th, 2029, the god of chaos will keep its appointment. At its closest point, Apophis will fly just 31,000 kilometers, or 19,000 miles, above Earth's surface. Let me be clear. Our geostationary satellites, the ones that handle our GPS, our weather, and our communications, orbit at 36,000 kilometers. Apophis will fly inside that ring. It will be closer than our most vital satellites. It will be so close and so large that it will be visible to the naked eye. If you were in Europe, Africa, or Western Asia, you will be able to go outside, look up, and see it. It won't be a streak like a meteor. It will look like a star moving. It will cross the entire constellation of Cancer in just 1 hour. Billions of people will have the chance to witness a 1,200-foot mountain, a remnant from the birth of our solar system, sailing silently past our planet. This is a once-in-a-millennium event. An asteroid of this size is only expected to pass this close once every 7,500 years. And humanity isn't just going to sit and watch. We are going to meet it.
You might remember the OSIRIS-REx spacecraft. In 2020, it heroically tagged the asteroid Bennu and collected a sample of primordial space dust, which it successfully returned to Earth in 2023. Its primary mission was a stunning success, but the spacecraft itself was still healthy, still fueled, and still in deep space, so NASA gave it a new name and a new, even more exciting mission. Meet OSIRIS-APEX, Apophis Explorer. Right now, OSIRIS-APEX is using Earth's gravity to slingshot itself onto a new path. Its destination? Apophis. It won't get there before the 2029 flyby. That's not the plan. It's going to arrive just after. Why? Because scientists want to see what our planet does to Apophis. The 2029 flyby is a perfect natural experiment. When that 370-meter rock gets grabbed by Earth's gravity, the tidal forces, the stretching and squeezing, are expected to physically change the asteroid. We might trigger asteroid quakes. We might see landslides on its surface. The flyby could literally shake loose boulders and dust, revealing the fresh, unweathered material underneath.
OSIRIS-APEX will arrive in April 2029 and will spend 18 months in orbit around Apophis, studying it up close. It will map the changes. It will see for the first time how a planet's gravity can physically alter one of these objects. And NASA isn't the only one invited to this cosmic party. The 2029 flyby has become a global scientific gold rush. The European Space Agency, ESA, has studied missions like Ramses, designed to rendezvous with Apophis. South Korea's space agency, KARI, has also designed its own Apophis orbiter mission. While not all these concepts will fly, it proves a critical point. When Apophis arrives, the entire world will be watching. It is a shared target, a shared opportunity for all humanity to study a visitor from the deep solar system right in our own backyard. This is the entire focus of planetary defense. We already proved we can move an asteroid with the DART mission, which successfully slammed into Dimorphos. Now with Apophis, we get to learn what they're made of and how they react to gravity. This data is absolutely essential, because Apophis is the god of chaos, but it's a god we now know. The real threat is the one we haven't found yet, the one that is hiding in the sun's glare, the one that is on a collision course. By studying Apophis, by learning how to map its orbit, how to predict its keyholes, and how it's built, we are building the exact toolkit we will need to save ourselves when the next real 3-eye atlas shows up. So the sinister object isn't some mystery comet heading for the sun. It's Apophis, and it's not sinister because it will hit us. It's significant because it's the ultimate test. It's the first time in human history that we have known, decades in advance, that a monster from the deep dark is paying us a visit. And this time, we're not just watching, we're sending a welcoming committee. The 2029 flyby will be a profound moment for our species, a reminder of the cosmic shooting gallery we live in, but also a testament to how far our science has come. What do you think we are going to find on the surface of Apophis? What secrets will it reveal about the chaos of our early solar system? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.